Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, some interesting news because you all know us Star Trek fans have been just desperate for any sort of news of Star Trek coming back, of New Trek ending, of Kurtzman leaving. You know, for years, Doomcock was taunting us and teasing us with stories of, Kurtzman being fired and all these outrageous stories that never happened. We kind of knew they were never happening, but it gave us hope. We wanted to believe it. But now there is talk of Kurtzman wanting to leave, that he's done with Star Trek, that he wants to move on. This makes sense. Apparently he was burned by... he's tried so hard to create good Star Trek, apparently. And when Terry Matalas came in and turned all of New Trek around in one season of Picard Season 3 and just got universal love, I think it was a little bit of a dig in his, tiny little heart, because obviously we loved it and didn't love his stuff. So I think that gave him a little bit of a wake up. And then also, his contract is due up to be renewed in 2 years. And with all the shake-ups with Paramount and everything, and all the issues with Star Trek and all the money that they wasted so much money on Bad Robot and Secret Hideout, because basically what they do is they give them money to make a Star Trek episode. Say they can give them 10 million for an episode. They probably spend 3 or 4 million and spend the rest on their own fees. Whereas if Paramount was producing the show themselves, they could actually spend 10 million on the actual show instead of paying someone to do it for them. So obviously, if they want to save money and make Star Trek actually profitable again, they have to get rid of Kurtzman. They have to take it in-house. They have to produce it from Paramount. So he started to work out, I may not be here in 2 years. I should probably try and get something else happening before, I get nothing. So it looks like he actually wants to move on voluntarily. He wants to do something else. So maybe they'll buy him out, because unfortunately, by producing the new Trek, he owns New Trek, so they can't continue with New Trek without paying him. So they could always just abandon New Trek and go back to the original Star Trek, which would be great if it cost them too much to continue New Trek because they had to pay him. So they just went straight back to the original Star Trek and stayed in that universe and just left this universe as its own little pocket universe of 12 seasons or whatever of New Trek. That would be great. But there's no way of telling what's going to happen. But again, what fans want to hear is that he's gone or going, and that we're going to get Star Trek back. We're going to go back to the original canon universe and get out of the New Trek universe, out of this alternate universe, this alternate timeline within the alternate universe, because the alternate Khan timeline or the alternate Red Angel timeline or whatever, it's just a mess, and we want to get away from it. And it's too late to save Starfleet Academy, because it's going to be set in the 31st century, which no one wants. It's too late to save Section 31 because it was a bad idea to start off with. They would have been better off doing a Giorgio series with her and Michael before the Klingon War. That would have been amazing. The Battle of the Binary Stars sort of ruined everything before. It was really cruel when you think about it. They gave us a couple of episodes of what Star Trek Discovery could have been, or one episode of what Star Trek Discovery could have been, and then they destroyed it all, trying to get some sort of Game of Thrones shock factor, and then they just went into New Trek, and it was just a complete disaster from the third episode of Discovery onwards. It was just nothing but dreck right up until the third season of Picard. A little bit of Strange New Worlds worked, but they still have a lot of issues. But so hopefully Kurtzman goes. Hopefully this is true, because if he goes willingly, it might actually happen, whereas people just trying to get him out, wishing him out, wanting him out. If he wants to stay there and he's got a good contract and people that are supporting him, then he wasn't going to go anywhere. But it looks like some of the people that are supporting him maybe aren't so much. That the suits are not the same. The people that brought him in and kept him in are not the same people that are there now and are going to be there in the future. These things always shift and people lose support. Group of people will start a bunch of productions, and then they'll be gone by the time they're in production, and then new people either continue them or end them and then produce their versions of those things, or their babies, which of course they think are going to be much better. They'll cut show that's doing well for a show they think is going to do better because, of course, they're making it's going to be better. It can totally bomb, and they could have cut a good show for nothing. That's the kind of stupidity you get with the networks and the suits and all this. So who knows what's going to happen, but I don't know. It just made me feel good. I didn't have to watch Doomcock to get some, hope that, New Track and KurtzMan are going to end. But maybe this guy's just doing the same thing because he knows there's people out there like me who want to hear it. We want to hear that Star Trek's coming back. Star Trek fans want to hear that Star Trek's coming back because we have no Star Trek. We had one little season, and that's it. We had one season 3 of Picard, and that was it. And we want more because it can be done. And with KurtzMan gone, and maybe Star Trek taken back in-house, maybe we can actually get it again, and maybe it can be good. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Bye.